What's insane is the fact that over the last several weeks, we've seen a pretty significant drop in home mortgage rates. You might think that this is fantastic news for Raleigh home buyers hoping to buy a new home in 2024. However, this isn't necessarily all good news for Raleigh home buyers. Curious as to some of the reasons why? Well, stay tuned because we're about to check it out right now. Hi guys, Michael Sanders with RE/MAX United here, your native Raleigh Realtor. If you're thinking about buying or selling a Raleigh area home, definitely reach out. I'd love to help. Okay guys, ever since around mid-December, we've seen a pretty significant drop in home mortgage interest rates. As recently as late October 2023, rates were hovering right around the 8% mark. Well, in only about 2.5 months time, we've actually seen rates fall all the way down to around the 6 3/4 mark as of the recording date of this video. So really quick guys, here's a lesson in how mortgage rates are set. The Federal Reserve oversees what's known as the Fed funds rate. The federal funds rate doesn't necessarily dictate exactly what the home mortgage rates are going to end up being for home buyers. However, it does have considerable impact on the mortgage rate market, which in turn affects mortgage borrowers' pocketbooks down the road. So you can basically look at it as a loose correlation between the Fed's fund rate and the mortgage rates that are set by mortgage lenders across the country. Mortgage lenders hang on to every little word by the Federal Reserve Chairman, and lenders try to interpret every word from the minutes report that are taken from each Federal Reserve meeting. If Fed policy is seen as tightening, then lenders are going to tend to make upward rate adjustments. Conversely, if Fed policy is seen as loosening, the lenders are going to tend to make downward rate adjustments. Since around the third quarter of 2022, rates rose from around a low 5% range all the way up to around the 8% range that we saw last October. So what the Fed basically said at its last meeting in December was that not only would there not be a Fed rate increase, but that we most likely see rate cuts in 2024. They actually said that we might even see as many as 3 rate cuts. As soon as the market heard all this news, mortgage rates dropped immediately. And once the minutes from the meeting were released and interpreted, there continued to be a downward rate trajectory that has actually kept going all the way into early 2024. We've probably seen the end of 8% rates, at least for the foreseeable future. And there's a pretty decent chance that mortgage rates are probably going to continue to slow down and eventually decrease throughout 2024. So here's the deal, guys. I obviously don't have a crystal ball. If I did, I would have bought Amazon stock back in '97 for around $18 a share, and I'd probably be sailing to Caribbean now in my super yacht. But based on what I have seen over the last 2 years, helping buyers and sellers transact nearly $20 million in real estate since the pandemic, I predict that we could possibly be in for another interesting market where buyers are coming back into the market from the sidelines, and they're going to be competing in a new market that's unfortunately going to probably still contain a very limited supply of home inventory, both resale and new construction. A market possibly reminiscent of not too long ago where buyers were making crazy offers, tens of thousands of dollars over list price. Here's the thing guys, if we continue to see rate cuts like are being predicted by many in the market right now, I personally believe that things could possibly get a little crazy again, because during the time that we've had higher interest rates, market inventory levels haven't improved overall. As a matter of fact, overall home inventory has actually decreased from 2.6 months of supply in October 2023 down to only 2.3 months in December. So look at it like this, guys. If you happen to be one of the people that I've spoken to over the last year to year and a half who've been pretty much sitting on the sidelines waiting for rates to go down, you got to hear me out. Over half the year in 2022, when homes were selling, when interest rates were ranging between 3.5 to around 6.25, homes in the Triangle real estate market were typically selling between 100% of asking price all the way up to over 104% of asking price. I saw many times where homes were selling 50 to 100,000 over asking price. Most first-time buyers couldn't even begin to compete in a crazy market like this. Even seasoned home buyers were putting down huge down payments. And if they were able to win a bid on a home, many times they were financing much more money on a home than they typically would have to finance. Using some basic math, look at it this way. On a 5% 30-year fixed rate loan, you'd be paying around $1,295 per month in interest on a $500,000 home loan. At today's rate of around 6.7% at the time of this recording, you'd be paying around $1,837 in interest per month. If home prices were artificially inflated by 4%, like they were back in 2022, for example, your $500,000 home would now be $520,000 with a monthly interest payment of $1,911. That's really not a huge increase, but an increase nonetheless. And with no end in sight with improvements in Triangle home inventory levels, prices can only continue to increase. So at an average conservative appreciation rate of around 4% annually, that $500,000 Raleigh home that you're looking at right now could easily cost you over $540,000 next year. Right now in the overall Raleigh and Triangle market, there's around 1.1 million people, and there are 64 new Wake County residents every day. But shockingly, as we enter 2024 right now, there's only around 7,000 homes across the entire Triangle real estate market. Looking back between 2010 and 2020, Wake County's population increased around 25.9%. But housing units over the same time only increased 24.4%. At the rate we're going, it's going to take years to work ourselves out of this supply-demand imbalance. The last time we saw a balanced real estate market in the Triangle area was way back in June 2014. Remember 2014? Back when the Disney song Let It Go came out? Dear God, don't remind me of that song. What a total nightmare to live through. Yeah, 2014 when Grumpy Cat was all the rage. And back when I was 20 pounds leaner and had a little less gray hair. So guys, as we continue to move into 2024, here are a few things to think about if you're considering buying a Raleigh area home. The signs are showing that things are going to be significantly easier regarding home affordability, at least from a mortgage payment perspective. If you happen to be a home seller who's been somewhat reluctant to sell up until this point, maybe because you've had a super low interest rate, as rates begin to decrease, you might have a little bit less of a reason to stay put, which in turn should increase the number of sellers coming back into the market, which is going to help increase home inventory. The major issue with this is the fact that many of these would-be Raleigh home sellers will immediately overnight become Raleigh area home buyers. So even if we get an increase in resale homes in the Raleigh market, it doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to overnight have a significant increase in home inventory, but it'll definitely help. Hey guys, if you're getting some value out of this content, please hit the like button below. It would really help my channel and I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks. If you're considering buying a Raleigh area home in 2024 and it makes sense based on your personal situation, then I'd consider doing it sooner rather than later. You definitely want to work with someone who can help you get your offers accepted. You don't want to be out there making 10, 15, 20 offers on a home and you're still stuck homeless. That's where dealing with a professional comes into play. You can schedule a discovery session with me to explore your options in the Raleigh real estate market. We can strategize about what are the best methods to get you a home in the area for the best price and perhaps getting some really good incentives when dealing with my team. If you'd like to see some of the hottest Raleigh suburbs where people are going to be moving to in 2024, then definitely check out this video. Guys, thanks so much for watching, and whatever you do, get Mike and get moved.